Welcome back, guys. This is Fox. We are playing through the Project Ozone Light pack. We have done a little bit of work in between episodes here. We expanded each of these little wings out just a little bit so that we know where everything is going to fit. We moved our water mills and everything to up above here. Just created a little space for it just so that we had it. If we need to. We also moved around, well, we expanded out so that we could actually get to the ME, the auto crafting stuff that we have set up over here. That's done. Those all done. That one doesn't have full redstone in it. But we also set this up. This is just a charging platform for to turn Certus quartz into charged Certus quartz, and we made a whole bunch of these. We didn't mean to make that many, but it happens. Yes, it does. Because the Certus quartz crystals are used in some of these recipes. But the charged ones, the charged Certus quartz, you need charged Certus quartz for making the Fluix crystals. You have to drop one charged Certus quartz plus one nether quartz and redstone dust into a puddle. So that's what we needed a whole bunch of that for, because you need Certus, or you need Fluix quartz, Fluix crystals, a lot in these. We also made a key to display all of the numbers here. We also made some Certus quartz seeds just so that it's making Certus quartz, or Fluix quartz essence automatically, just so that we have that on hand to make more of these anyway. But yeah, so the system over there just takes, take a stack or however much Certus quartz you want, put it into the gold chest up here. It'll get distributed down to all of these, which will very quickly charge them. As soon as they're charged, they all pop out the bottom and go into the dimensional transceiver down here at the end. I could actually move that back one and finish that block up. That's on extract, which one? Insert, charge Certus quartz. Finish up that like that. There has to be a space above chests just so that we can open them. Makes it nice and simple. That's why this one has one there as well. All of these now also have cables coming out of the back of them that lead back into that dimensional transceiver, so that anytime we make any of the actual processors, they immediately run into those and are done. But yeah, you can see we also filled out our ME drives up here. We made the pattern terminal just so that we have pattern access, and the interface terminal just so that we can do this. See this factory one? I have an ME terminal, or an ME interface back here. I'm going to try to set up one of these along the back of most of these, just so that we can, if we need anything from any of these factories or the smelter or anything like that, we can just automatically tell it to push into those, make them, and then pull out. But in order to do that, because right now it says that we don't have any crafting CPUs, because we have, or did I already delete it? Yeah, so you have the processing pattern with a blank pattern, and the one that it is connected to is making these. So I was trying to tell it to make one of these with one redstone. And you encode the pattern, and it goes there. And so it says it makes one compressed redstone with one redstone. If we put it into this factory and go in here, and since we know that there's none in the system right now, we could tell it to craft one next, no crafting CPUs. Which doesn't make sense to me because it's not a crafting thing. But that made me think that we need to make some things for, I don't need that many, for automating this crafting setup. So what we're going to do is make some of these. Do you use these and these? Crafting co-processing unit. No. Glass cables. Let's make a stack of those, throw those back in there. Do these and make 33 crafting units. And crafting units by themselves don't do anything. Molecular. In order to do them, you need these molecular assemblers. I can only make 2. They take crafting tables. Let's make a stack of crafting tables. These require the fluix dust that we need to make, or that we need the fluix crystals to make. Way past it. EF. Fluix crystals. You have to take these and sag mill these, and they'll go into their own little slot. I don't know if I have a place. That's pulverized obsidian. Fluix dust. Put this into a sag mill. It creates the fluix dust. We would need to automate that, automate everything. Automation cores. Let's make 8 of those. 8 of those. We can make 8 molecular assemblers. You know what? That'll work for us. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to, like this, we're just going to put this into the wall here. And we go crafting molecular, crafting molecular. Like this, so that each one of these is touching at least 2, if not more, of these molecular assemblers, so that you can, that's not the right one, just pickaxe there, so that we can just make those nice and easy. And what we're going to do is bring our ME cable where did it go? I made some more and put it in here, right? Did I use it all? Crafting. What's the recipe for you? Glass cable. some and bring it with us. And then we're going to bring all of this into here. I'm actually going to put it on the bottom one. Does that not go with those? You have to make these into these before they'll do anything. Let's make one and find out. Okay, I'm really sick of having to go all the way up there. You a couple of you. I think we have one. So maybe it does, because that gave us the achievement for next gen crafting. So all of these have to be or better. Device, online. Yep, so apparently these has to be the crafting storage in order for them to connect to this. We're going to break that out actually and make that into a dense cable. Dense cable, so we can pull crafting coprocessors. We want to make, essentially we want to make a lot of these. I don't think we have what it takes to make those. Let's see, how many of those can we make? 8. Recipe for those was just Certus quartz. We have a whole bunch of Certus quartz. So let's make 64 of those and use these to make the 4s. That only made 1. Quartz glass is this, Certus quartz dust. That'll work just fine. Let's put that away. And a recipe for you. Make as many of those as it will. The 4Ks, 24. Really prefer to have the 16K, like 8 16K. Those that'll work better for me. And we can just do this, make a 16K, and we'll do that, and we'll replace those with the 16Ks. Just because the 16Ks will be able to do stuff a little bit faster. All of these. Let's throw down our dense cable. Throw down our 16K. Device online. And you'll see it's only using one, but it's touching. This is online now. So is this one. They will mold, or the crafting ones use a channel, but the what am I trying to say? But the molecular symbols do not, just because the molecular symbols are basically just 16K crafting storage. I think that's how you do it, right? Now that we have crafting storage, go to this and tell it to create one of those. Crafting CPU automatic start. It's not going to show us anything because it's putting it into this. And so 15, 13, you know, easiest way to do this, see if it's working. Is to have it craft, let's say 10. No crafting CPUs are available. First crafting CPU. Still trying to craft that. That's not a crafting job, that's a processing job. See, this is why I don't understand this system. Now though, if we put crafting co-processing units, if we put these middle ones, this device offline, and if we put this back, still says device offline for everything except for that one. Do I have to run cables to... Let's move this over one. Let's do it that way. 0 of 32, 1 of 32. That gives us that one as online. I'm okay with running cables to all of these if I have to. No, that should say 4 or 3. 32 channels. This device is still offline. Thoroughly confused. Okay guys, I'm going to try to figure this out. Once I've figured it out, I will be right back, okay? I don't get it. Yeah, I'm going to try to figure this out. Once I do, I will be right back. Alright guys, we're back. Should be very weird seeing what we're doing now. But so this entire thing wasn't getting any channels at all. And what was happening is, since I was running an ME-dense cable immediately into a glass cable, it was only letting me send 8 channels through that dense cable, which I think is very weird. But you know, apparently that's what's happening. So we color coded these, attempted to get everything to work there, and it wasn't. So then we reran this entire line, and as we removed stuff here and added more dense cables onto the outside, it started to work. So now, when we come in here, not that one, in you see we have all 8 of these molecular assembler interfaces to now use. So we can start spreading these out a little bit. We have cables on one, and like all of the different quartz and everything on different ones. Seeds on another one. That one can go there. I was gonna stay with those. Put all of our like wood stuff. Blank crafting. Cable, all of this stuff, so we can now just start spreading it out. We added in some more things to the alloy smelter just for energetic alloy, redstone alloy. We're probably going to do one for the pulsating iron, which we can actually do right now, because pulsating iron is just an iron and an ender pearl. That again is just iron, ender pearl. Gives you a pulsating iron. That is the recipe, right? Yeah, iron and an ender pearl gives you this. And then you take this out and put this into the alloy smelter. So this will make pulsating iron whenever we need it, and then we can do the same thing for the vibrant alloy. Because vibrant alloy is just the pulsating iron and an ender pearl. So you take pulsating iron and ender pearl, and it gives you vibrant alloy. And then so this is just like, this is my first time messing with this mod, which is why I'm having so much trouble with it, and I'm sorry for that. But we should be good now, because we should have more than enough channels to do everything that we need to. So now if we tell it to craft, I don't know, let's pull all this out of here. Let's craft up 64 of these. It's going to use up 498 bytes. Should immediately start. Just waiting for crafting things to go through the alloy smelter. And this would go faster if we had multiple alloy smelters around one interface and everything like that. We don't really necessarily need those. These should be going fast enough for us now. So if we see, go to vibrant alloy, it has to make, see, that's the issue, is that it has to make all of the energetic alloy. Nope, not energetic alloy. It has to make all of the pulsating iron first. Is it now on vibrant? Keeps doing that. What are you doing? Stored 64. Now it's doing these. So right now I should have pushed them all out. And then once it used them all, should put them all into the thing, correct? This is scheduled. Device online. So if we cancel this, did it just create 64? Didn't create any vibrant alloy. and 65, and we have 65 in there. So it should have had enough to do that. So if we now tell it to craft, let's just tell it to do like 21, a random amount, CPU automatic, storage none, coprocessor none. Tell it to start that, it should start putting those into there and crafting those vibrant alloys. Is that not the recipe for a vibrant alloy? Vibrant alloy. Recipe is an energetic. See, that's what's happening. Is the recipe is an energetic alloy. Which is wrong. So if you go in here, take this pattern out, put it back in here. It's not that one. It is an energetic alloy. Re-encode it. So now it says one energetic alloy. And then we put it back in here. And look at this. Cancel that. Right? Recipe for vibrant alloy is an energetic alloy and an enderpearl. Good. So now vibrant. Craft up 20 of those. Start. We should see them coming into the. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 5. 6, there we go. So now they're coming into the system. 10. So that'll work. So that this whole system now works as long as you put in the proper systems here. It will automatically craft whatever we need for us. You just have to make sure that you have all of the necessary things within your system to do so. I don't think I'm going to do these factories because they would need one recipe for this, but this recipe wouldn't come out. So what we'd have to do is say that 1 diamond equals a compressed diamond, but the compressed diamonds never come out and be put back into the system, so there's no reason for us to put them in there. What we could say is we could say that 1 iron equals 1 steel, and have the iron come in from here and put this recipe here, and then because that will actually work, because if we put this in here, we say 1 iron equals 1, not dark steel, not electrical steel, 1 steel encode that pattern. We can now put this now can go into this factory, and if we tell the system to craft 60 steel, start that, we should be able to come over here and see this whole system working. Did I put it into the wrong machine? I need to put it into this one, the second one from the end. Yeah, this should be right. With 1 iron ingot. Ooh, is that not set to accept from the back? I might have to just set this. Object on, accept input from the back. There we go. So now it's putting in iron, going through here, making it enriched iron, which goes through here and puts it into the steel. The only thing that I will need to do is just be able to remember to keep putting logs in there. I still have. If I put rubber wood into the smelter, it becomes charcoal. Okay. So then we can put rubber wood into here, which will become the charcoal, which will go into being compressed carbon. But there's no way to automate this, because at least not with ME, because there's no reason for it to ever do that. I might put one on the back of this compactor with a recipe for crafting steel ingot. Did it not put out? It told us. Says that it's green. It might not have come back through the system because it's set up to immediately go into here instead. Once we got 1138, tell it to craft 10 of that, 1138, 1148, so it did go up by 10. This still says that it's still crafting it. I think it's just because it doesn't go through an ME interface. Oh no, it does. But this is set up to be a separate thing, a separate unit. So if we turn that into that, then will it say that we've done this? This episode is going on really long, guys, and I'm sorry. 10 should go to 58. And let's see if it still says we're trying to craft it. Put one on each of these two. The redstone furnace, not so much. We'll put one on the pulverizer down here because we need those to do something for us. But if we come all the way back here, we now see that we're using 19 of 32 channels. I can remove this guy and put these directly into here and see if that gives us the completion that we're needing for steel. Or we could just not use this for that. It would be very easy to not do that. Community horse armors, because we're not making those. We used to be getting diamond horse armor, all of a lot of this stuff up here from, what do I have? Sand in there. Sand should all go in there. Come on, sand. We used to be putting everything into numbers up to 4,000. Storage / craftable, stored items, drawer, key. That's fine. We used to be, from our mob farm, we were getting the loot bags, which are all stored up here. And we were taking out these ones and putting them into a bag opener. Which I don't know where that went. Purple block. This thing, bag opener, and porting everything from there into our system, which was getting us a lot of good stuff. In fact, we should probably set that back up. But guys, that's a project for another time. This one's gone on long enough. But guys, this has been Fox. We've been playing through Project Ozone Lite, and we got some automation finally going on with these patterns and everything, and crafting everything, and making it all sorts of fun. But guys, this has been Fox. We've been playing through Project Ozone Lite, and I will see you all in the